Hello and welcome to BBC News. I'm Jamie Robertson.
And I'm Kasia Madera, and we've interrupted this programme to bring you live shots from South Africa, where the South African President Jacob Zuma is making an important announcement. Well, we have just heard the very sad news announced by Jacob Zuma that Nelson Mandela has died. He was 95 years old and he had been suffering from a recurrence of a lung infection. Let's cross over live now to speak to the BBC's Gabriel Gatehouse. He is in Johannesburg. Gabriel, deeply sad news.
Welcome to BBC News and special coverage on the death of Nelson Mandela with me, John Sopel, and Kasia Madera.
We are broadcasting to our viewers on public television in the United States and around the globe on this momentous day. Well, let's speak to Sir Richard Branson, an entrepreneur who doesn't need much introduction. Sir Richard, you were a close friend of Nelson Mandela's. You'd worked closely with him. This is such a monumental loss. We're hoping for a press conference. We will continue to monitor this for you, but just anybody joining us, Malaysian Airlines flight carrying 239 people on board. It was meant to land coming up to three hours ago now. It's lost contact with air traffic control. Very scarce details at the moment. We know the flight number. It is flight MH370. We've been watching a live press conference there from the Washington DC Police Chief, from the Chief of Capitol Police, and also Ed Donovan from the Secret Service. The most important point to make here is that the suspect, the driver of the car in this chase, has been pronounced dead. Now, I want to take you to the United States, to Boston specifically, because we've got a developing story now, live pictures from there, because the hotel that serves as the headquarters for the Boston Marathon has been locked down after a security incident near the finish line of the marathon. Now, apparently there were two booms which were said to have sounded like thunder. Well, one of the proposals in this deal is to free the former Prime Minister Yulia Tymoshenko. Now, she's been in jail after 2 years. We can actually speak to her daughter, Eugenia. She joins us via Skype from Kiev right now. Thank you so much for your time. Have you actually had a chance to speak to your mother about this? We can speak now to Dr. Khan's sister, Sarah. Sarah, thank you so much for speaking to us here on BBC World. It's such a difficult topic. Just explain to us, because I believe that you had some different information about how your brother apparently died, because the Syrian government is saying it was a suicide, but you've heard differently. Well, here in Trafalgar Square, thousands of people have gathered. A screen has been put up to show the service that's taking place right now in Krakow. And those people, those dignitaries that had wanted to be in Krakow and couldn't, such as the Foreign Secretary David Miliband, they spoke earlier before the service took place and they passed on their condolences. And David Miliband spoke very warmly about his relations, a relative who was Polish who's since passed away. This is a particularly poignant occasion for the London community. They lost a parish priest from St Andrew Bobola's church. So the people here in London mourning, and of course all those who couldn't make it to Poland. This is a place for them to gather. It's taken a week to put this all together, and people working late into the night to organise this event. One lady who we can speak to now is Małgorzata Sztuka from the Federation of Poles in Great Britain. Małgorzata, just explain the tragedy, the impact of this. It's just so unprecedented. Poland takes over the EU presidency on the 1st of July. The Polish Prime Minister Donald Tusk has been meeting his British counterpart David Cameron. On top of the agenda was Libya. Donald Tusk, if NATO asked for a regime change in Libya, would you support it? Hello and a very warm welcome to you from our studios overlooking the Olympic Park in Stratford, where the opening ceremony of the 2012 Olympics has just ended with a parade of athletes from the 204 nations participating in the Games. They have indeed. They have just literally left. All of them looking, I have to say, rather good, considering that many of them didn't get back until 3 in the morning. And then one person in the hotel said that they'd been partying until 5 in the morning. He'd been kept up awake. He didn't mind, though, of course, such a very important occasion.
Hello, I'm Adam Parsons.
And I'm Kasia Madera.
Now, thanks to you lot, every week we get hundreds of pictures, stories and ideas sent into the BBC.
We painstakingly look at every single one and we pick out the very best ones.
To produce your news.
Tell me about the video. You're in a music box. Is this you being trapped by your music? Am I reading too much into this?
You're definitely reading too much into it.
Jocelyn, you won't mind my asking, but you've been around for ages. How do you do it? And you two look so much in love. How do you keep that going?
Well, we live in separate houses.
No way, come on.
Look in front of
No,
yourself.
I have to look at your hand. Don't let go. Okay. I cannot let go. I haven't quite worked out how to stop yet. Apparently these can go 20 kilometers an hour, not with me driving, I hope. Welcome back to Zagreb. This cannon is fired every day at midday. Legend has it that a shot from Lotostak Tower stopped an attack by invading Turks. Now, as Croatia looks to its future, even its antiquities are forward-thinking. This cannon has its own Twitter account and it tweets every day at midday. Just a single word, boom. These are the two prototypes. The chassis, that was your baby, so to speak.
Yes, it's my baby, yeah. I designed the chassis and parts of the suspension and steering.
Right, so I'm desperate to have a go. Can we take it round for a spin?
Yes, of course.
Brilliant. Very difficult to get used to the fact that the seat is just
but
in
it will have
the
a
middle.
rotatable seat, so it will be
Oh,
more
so
easier.
this will be able to spin round?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. And off we go. I haven't asked where the brake is yet. Okie doke. In the late 1970s, this vast plant employed over 38,000 people, producing 6.5 million tonnes of steel. It's now home to the most modern hot strip mill in Europe.